Rachel Sung, Joanna Sung, Angie Tan. For Texas Wesleyan, we have Jen Dang, Zayang Wu, Jachi Lin, Sophia Sekanovich. And our other umpires are Eric Polito and Barbara Davis. Let's give them a round of applause, shake hands, and then you may start.
One side is red and one side is blue. Who wants to call it? Blue. She's calling blue. And it is red. It's your choice. Refute. Refute. She chooses to receive. You're serving. You have your choice in. Understand? Okay. Your 2-minute warm-up starts now.
Welcome back to the 2023 College National Championships. Out on court one, we have the women's team final, Texas Wesleyan versus UCLA. So those of you who were on earlier, you get to see Amy Wang again. Amy played both women's team and Coed team, so that was part of the delay there. We couldn't get one started because there were players on both sides in the Coed. So here we go with Zheng Dang versus Amy Wang. And getting their 2-minute warm-up in. So very typical warm-up. And here we go. And that ball wasn't that loose. Amy's just that quick on the ball. Very well placed. Backhand flip from the Pips side of Denzeng's racket. 2-all. Kind of as we expected, it's going to be tight. Amy's experience more recently providing some really good opportunities there. Amy's got such nice, fine touch control. It's hard to get a ball to flip really clean. And Denzeng tried to kind of get in there and force the issue a little. Two backhands for Denzeng to get that point. Long push it. Amy absolutely had no issue with it all. Trying to keep the serve really tight. Does touch the net briefly. Amy from the center position can go in either direction. So nice cut, and then from the middle, wide to the backhand. Little overeager, but you're up 2. You can take some risks. So it's Zhang going to the towel at 5-7. Real quick block there. Caught Amy a little tied up. Got on her a little faster than she expected. As soon as Amy can drive Denzeng off, the pips become a little less effective. It's keeping the ball tight on the table that's going to be to her benefit. Nice opening. It's kind of been a mix-up, you know, as far as tactics here. I think Amy would want to be the one putting more pressure on, but exactly Denzeng doing what she wants to do here. Getting that quick punch cover on the block and keeping her tight in the match. Line all. Once again, Denzeng calmly going to her towel. Actually just wiping her hands off. So everybody else has been serving to Amy's middle or back inside, and Denzeng is actually doing the opposite, serving mostly to the forehand side.
And Amy does a nice job of staying alive there. Now we're at deuce.
Yeah, she survived that first opening and then got into the game that she likes to play.
And a perfect backhand flip from Amy closes out game one.
As you'd hope, between the two number one players from the teams, very well played match. So Texas Wesleyan's coach for this match, Toru Coed, some words of advice to his player. Should have been congratulating her on a well-played match, because she played quite well, had an opportunity at the end. Put Amy under some pressure that a little different than what the guys were doing. It's a little bit about confidence here too. Staying tight that first game should have gave Denzeng some confidence in being able to play point for point. Both players have had a number of balls that were just net creasing. That small pivot forehand up the line was working pretty well earlier today. Got a little off to the target line. One of the few times we've seen Amy actually serve short to the forehand.
Just a beautiful backhand rip off the long ball.
So that's why Denzeng's been staying out of that area with the service game. She's been serving mostly right inside the center line or forehand side. So she doesn't have to deal with that backhand ripping at her. So Denzeng's fighting to stay in control of that ball with her pips on her backhand.
Gets away with the short push there. Maybe Amy hurt something in her ribs when she stretched for that ball. Looked like she did a little stretch, but it doesn't appear to be affecting her play. So
It's just amazing how much power is in that ball. From such a nice, it looks like just a nice casual swing.
I think that tension is sometimes a detractor from power. So if you try to hit it hard and you squeeze everything, you move slower. But when you're nice and fluid, it looks kind of lax. But there's actually a lot of speed. And since
the
the ball's
racket
not
is-
that heavy, you just need that speed.
Dentang's keeping it close, and she's within striking distance. She's got to do a good job on the serve returns.
Just clean technique there, right off a good setup. Amy wins that rally. Beautiful forehand.
So since we're splitting the two courts, kind of keep you up to date, Rachel Sung got through her match on table 2 straight games. So Amy finishes this now that she's got 2 games in hand. It'll put UCLA up 2-0. And out of the next 2, they only need 1 to finish it off. I think this women's team is really quite loaded for
Yes,
UCLA.
The UCLA women's team is stacked with all-star players, very talented, high-level table tennis athletes.
Yeah, you got the sisters, Rachel and Joanna, and then you have Angie Tan, and of course, Amy Wong. And it's funny because coming out of that area, a lot of the California schools are absolutely got strong teams, but UCLA by far has the top 1 through 4 group. But a number of them coming in could be pushing to be in the same position. Just got to make it through the qualifying.
That was a nice side spin push by Dang Zhen. So I take it, Roger, it looks like she has short pips on the backhand, being able to play balls like that.
Yeah. Although I, want to personally check that racket. Because her hands are so good, it's hard to tell. Because it could be a medium.
That's what I was going to say. We have a player in town that has medium pips that can play what appears to be like
A counter,
regular forehand. Yeah.
But she's also done a few little
Or backhand,
brush
sorry.
balls,
Yeah.
and then it acts like the medium. So I'd really need to see it to be able to tell. It's definitely not long pips, that's for sure.
For sure.
Wow.
Amy just sets up a beautiful counter there.
Yeah, it was a nice opening. But that's the problem. It was just nice. It wasn't decisive. And just putting safe balls out onto the table, Amy can take advantage of it. Good rallies, but not the ones that Benzang really is going to benefit from.
And Amy is starting to walk away with this one. She only needs to finish this game in order to win this match. So we'll see what Dang Zhen can do to try and stop those efforts. Well, that's one way. See, she has another good combination up her sleeve. Looked like she was trying to go back to the well on that one.
It's a good angle.
I do not believe Dang has used her timeout yet.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising, though. It is two. I think if she's going to use it, it probably would be if she loses this point.
Amazing counter play there. That was great. That's exactly what she needs to do to stay in this. So right now, while she has momentum, she's probably not thinking anything about timeout. She's thinking about carrying it on, carrying it forward. Oh, she had such a good pressure mounting, and Amy was just right there waiting to take the angle when she got the opportunity.
It's surprising because you'd think that Amy's ball would be perfect for a short pips kind of punch ball like that, because it is spinny and pacey, and it seems it's harder to control.
And for now, Dang Zhen saves one match point. She gets her serve back, and she has an opportunity now to try and recoup the last two, see if she can take this to deuce. It's her only way of staying alive in this match.
Yep.
And Amy Wong ends up being too much for Dang Zhen. It was still a close match. Fought hard, closely contested. I mean, good rallies, but in the end, Amy Wong had just a little bit too good of a game plan.
Yeah, she's so strong that it's like the other girls are like just trying to figure out how to get a game. And as you can see how she played, I mean, beating Jeremy Hazen on the other team side, I mean, she's comfortable with super fast, super pacey, spinny balls. So, you know, these girls have got to up the game, so to speak, just to be able to hang with her. And it's a tall order. You know, they practice differently, and, you know, Amy is like, you know, once in a generation kind of player. You know, you've got Lily, and then, you know, Lily and Ariel at one point, and now you have Amy. And so, you know, she's been the hottest U.S. player on the women's side in the last, I'd say, year and a half, easily. Lily's been out, you know, playing internationally, and it helps her gain a perspective of how to play internationally. But when you come back home and you haven't seen the players for a while, it makes it a little different. I mean, granted, Amy just finished high school and is now in college, you know, so now her time is going to be, you know, under a premium. You know, it's easy when you have a high school situation where you can, you know, the schedule's pretty set. But when you go to college, it changes because the workload changes. You know, the requirements for the classes pull you away from a set schedule at times. So we'll see how things go. But, I mean, she's got a great group around her at UCLA. And it's just going to continue to get stronger. It'll be interesting again next year. We'll see how things go. But right now we're going to get going with Joanna's song and Jai-Chi Lin.
All right, so ladies, one side is red and one side is blue. Who wants to call? She's calling red, okay? And if it's blue, it's your choice. She chooses to receive. You're serving. You have your choice. This end, okay? Your 2-minute warm-up starts now.
So I think this is going to be our barn burner, so to speak, here. I think they're both pretty equally matched, both right-handed attack players. So
Yeah, and Jai-Chi, she plays in our division with Florida State, or our region, rather. And she's a very aggressive player, has a lot of zip on her shots, very consistent. So I think these two will be definitely taking their shots at one another, and we'll see who comes out on the other side.
yeah, Jai-Chi is like super fast. I mean, her footwork is like crazy good. And that's what allows her to be so aggressive. I mean, she can recover for any position. Yeah, I don't know who has the advantage on either side.
Oh, either way, Texas Wesleyan is down 2-0 against this UCLA team. So both of the matches on Court 1 and Court 2 getting started here for match 3 and 4, and Texas Wesleyan needs them both.
it'll be interesting to see how Sophia and Angie come out. Because in order and play, it doesn't matter, or it doesn't matter. If the fourth singles finishes first, you still have to wait for the third one to finish. That middle ball, it usually jams people, but Jaji's footwork allows her to get around and open with the forehand. Little crowd involvement there. Ball bounces out. Young lady in the crowd snagged it out of the air. Nice half-long serve.
Yeah, Giachi went for the half-long loop, and sometimes your knuckles just get a little too close to that table for comfort.
Both are doing well on their own serves, and it's the returners are just a little tight, which as usually is. Big match right at the beginning.
And Joanna on a little run here.
Yeah, she's not being overly aggressive, but she's just turning the pressure up. A little late on the pivot there. What a big forehand.
Yeah, Giachi saw something she liked, pulls the trigger, but just a little too much on that one. Wonderful counter backhand block play.
Yeah, good spin variation there, just enough to throw Jenna off her timing. Step around. It wasn't quite deep enough as she thought it was going to be.
Well, all tied at 6-6.
Yeah, you see one of them kind of do a little bit forward, and then the other one comes right back.
I guess that's better than one step forward and 2 steps back.
Yeah. This is a real pressure match for both of them.
Giachi looks like she's in good form right now. Let's see if Joanna can hang on and withstand the onslaught, the attacks from Giachi. Unfortunate.
Your friend in it again, jumping up there and grabbing that ball. It's always so challenging when once the ball hits the net. The spin stays on the ball, but the forward energy dissipates. So it could hit and kick or not, and it's hard to kind of predict it.
And Joanna here.
She predicted a backhand winner, and she
did.
hit it.
Just a slight misread of the spin on that ball from Giachi. Dumps that block into the net.
Here's Joanna with three game points.
Nice clean backhand opener on the third ball there. Hits it for a winner, and she strikes first. She's up 1 point.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is Joanna's taking the initiative and getting on the attack first. So it turns Giachi into a reactive player. And Giachi generally wants to be the initiator. When someone's taking that away from her, she just stays in the defensive instead of looking for a way to find her way into a kind of a counter-attack position. So we'll see what words of wisdom the UCLA teammates are able to give Joanna. And Coach Doru.
How it
and
stacks
Denzé.
up against what Coach Doru's given his player. But you can tell, though, Joanna came back to the table first, didn't use but half of the time that she had, and Giachi spent some more time with Coach Doru. So I think the teammates were probably something more along the lines of, just keep doing what you're doing.
I mean, she's setting up the structure correctly. It's just the execution is just a little bit out of sync. And that's mainly due to the variation that Joanna's throwing at her. Oh, she misread that. She thought it was side top. It was just side. Tried to do the quick flip in the net.
And that was one of those, I think, unexpected pop-ups. Joanna wasn't expecting Giachi to read that serve wrong. So she probably wasn't trying to trick her. But Giachi still popped it up.
Giachi dealt well with the first one, but the second one just kind of fell out of energy. It's almost like she needs to step in and re-spin that ball again. Joanna was a little overzealous with that. She just needed to loop this. She didn't need to drive it. Just keeping it on the table. Nice job with Giachi stretching the court out. It's hard to get Joanna to go that wide.
So looks like whatever Coach Doru's advice was, it seems to be working out here.
Wow, jam serve. It's interesting, there was no tell there at all. It looked just like she was going to do her regular serve. And it just accelerated extra.
Very nice serve there by Jiachi.
Yeah, she disguised that one pretty well. Kind of feinted one way and then came around and made side top on the actual contact. It's interesting. You see the backhand openings, and most of on the women's side, you see a lot of backhand counter to counter play, and there's just more spin from Joanna. That time it worked against her. Got it carried up and out of the table. Positioning was good, but just a little too much on it. Yeah, it's more of the kind of points that Jiachi wants to play.
A little bit of help from the net, but sends Jiachi to 10-4. Looks like Joanna's going to have a big hill to climb here if she wants any chance in the second game.
Yeah, 10-4 is an uncomfortable place to be. If it was 9-5, I'd give her a little bit more of a window. So this has got to be, perfect. 6 perfect points. That's tough because your partner or your opponent wants you to miss. Well, 2 for 2 so far.
That's a backhand by Joanna. Really nice.
Yeah, that timeout thing, boy, it's tricky. So she's stepping around and not really doing enough with the ball. And it allows the ball to just kind of hang and sit in the middle. And it's up to Joanna whether she wants to use a forehand or a backhand. And then that dictates where the angle's going. Well, Joanna's crawled right back into this. Ooh. Exclamation point to end that game.
I mean, I'm glad that Jiachi stayed aggressive. she didn't tense up and
And
start
they didn't
hesitating.
use the timeout either.
Yeah, but a little bit of a fortunate result there off the net, giving her a light ball that she was able to put away with some authority, kind of move on, because Joanna was doing an amazing job of getting back in that.
Yeah, that was, you know, she took the tough road 10-4 to get it back, get that close. Probably feels a little frustrating that, you know, it was that close. But yet she couldn't quite close the deal there. Jai right at the end decided to go ahead and go full offense there. But yeah, she played. Jai played exactly the way she wanted to play for the first half of that match, and then just kind of took too big of a breath there, and slowed down a little bit too much.
And Jiachi is fired up.
She's scaring all the table tennis demons away from her table.
The ones that were possessing the net, you mean?
Yeah, those ones. She's letting you know who's boss right now. Yeah, it's an interesting shot. It gets spun up like that. You try to slap across it. Oh.
So, unfortunately for Jiachi, her teammate loses on court 2, and Texas Wesleyan is now down 3-0. So, even if Jiachi wins, we're going to end up with the 3-1 UCLA finals champions, women's champions. So we will play out the remainder of this, and then the team will opt to celebrate afterwards.
Yeah, because technically the other match isn't official until this one's completed. So it's good restraint on the UCLA side.
Yes, because wasn't there a year where they celebrated in the middle of the 4th match?
Yep,
That's right.
it was last year.
NYU it was, huh?
Yep.
That's what I thought. Well, it's nice to see the UCLA team showing some great etiquette there, kind of allow their teammate and their last opponent to finish out their match.
Yep. Well, they know that it's not official until the one in front of it's completed. So technically, they could come out with a 4-0 win. Joanna finds a way to keep Jai from dictating the tempo, which she is doing. She's attacking first. She's putting the pressure. She's doing all the right work now. In the first game, it was hit and miss. She was playing passive at the time, and that's not what you want to do. Joanna's too solid to play too soft.
Oh, that was a wonderful rally. Both girls with high quality attacks, and neither one of them wanted to relent. And Joanna just barely missing on the forehand down the line.
Yeah, that could have kept going. Although if that ball would have tagged the end, I don't think Jachi could have got to it. That's tough, losing 2 on your own serve. It's interesting, Joanna tried to use that big spinny opening ball, but it didn't really bother Jachi at all.
Wonderful long service received there from Jiachi.
Yeah, and she spun it, but she didn't really spin it up too much. And that was exactly the wrong timing point for Joanna to try to finish with the kill back up the line. Good change in serves, get a 3-point lead.
Oh, and
No, Jachi pointed at the edge.
great sportsmanship there.
Yeah. Strong opening to the middle. And I couldn't get out of the way. Joanna can be too happy right here because Jachi's got the serve. She's been doing a good job of following her serves and being the one to initiate. So she forced herself to open that ball. She really didn't really, that gray area opening too. So there you go, Jachi gets that game. And again, it's a 11-8 game for Jachi, being up 2-1. But yeah, she's quick blocking that ball right into the elbow. She's letting Joanna open with the backhand and then quick blocking it back into the body. So a very good tactic going forward for her in this fourth game.
Yeah, and she's playing so aggressive, and she's playing with confidence, right? And this game is so quick. The style that both of them are playing, that you have to commit to that stroke, but again, be confident with it. Any hesitation, any need to feel like you need to adjust your racket angle on the fly is going to be detrimental, right?
Right.
And so not having that full confidence to stay committed to your shot is going to lead to errant shots and mistakes. So this is the epitome of not having time to think. So they have to trust their training. And
Jachi's backhand opening's been awesome or sketchy?
I mean,
she needs the one that's okay.
well, it also has a lot to do with Joanna's receive
Yeah.
as well. She's
quality.
varying the spin, quality, height, and so it's a little harder to predict. But at the same time, if you do, there's this weird thing in table tennis where if I play a really strong shot, it might hit or miss. But I can play a very comfortable training shot, something like you're working on that's comfortable, lands all the time, but it's too easy for your opponent.
Yep.
So now they can hit right past you. You know, they don't feel threatened. So they're always trying to play that balance between like the percentages and
the
putting
pressure.
pressure.
Yeah, so there Joanna had an opportunity, and she just a little bit quick and caught the top edge of her racket.
And Joanna just trying to hang in there, make sure Giachi doesn't run away with this one.
It was a good return. She just kind of got in there and gave it a little punch back.
Great spinny opening by Joanna.
Huh. It's a big spinny opening from the backhand.
Can the whole team do it?
I think they might train that one.
I would think so. We're seeing so many players utilizing it.
You're going to have to put that in your to-do notes.
It's the backhand side.
Backhand
The
side.
forehand side, no problem. I love that shot. The backhand
And
side.
you got to look at their spacing on those shots.
Yeah.
And, you know, how much leg drive they do on that. Joanna's been creasing the edges, so to say. It's the second one that she just got right on the edge. Really, really good court coverage.
And I really like the change of angle during that point from Giachi, but Joanna to not go cross court
Yeah,
and
she
take the
matched
bait.
it. Yeah.
Yes. Great patience there off that net ball to recover that.
Yeah, she didn't really, Joanna didn't recognize how much spin she actually made on that next ball. She thought she could just kind of cover, block it, and it's way too much spin. Should have been better over just to kind of roll it. Oh, very good job.
Joanna's playing some smart lines now. She seems right now to be opting to go more down the line on both sides. And that seems to be throwing Giachi off.
Well, she doesn't have much time that way. Bit of a misread on the serve. Kind of have reactive, kind of slide that back, and wasn't good enough quality. So Judgy thinking and changing things up a little. Once again, moving over to the forehand side, serve forehand.
And Joanna has found some confidence, found some tactics, and it looks like she's pushing hard to take this to game 5.
I think Judgy would have better served that serve to the forehand side. It made her cover too much court.
Oh, that was a great shot to the middle. She got her trapped.
Straight to the liver. Oh, you got a tomahawk? No. Shovel serve. Very well read. A lot of players have trouble. They go to do the underspin one and end up doing the top spin one. That may have been what happened right there. She was thinking underspin, got it out long, and Jaichi wanted to take the opportunity to get it to 4. Accidental high serve. Unexpected things happen.
Sometimes
It works.
accidental high serves win points.
Yeah. Maybe it was accidentally on purpose.
Oh, and Giachi with the recovery. Can't quite reset in time to get a clean stroke on it.
That's tough. And, look at that. Another 5th game match.
We had a feeling this court was going to be full of them. But just goes to show that these players are good at adapting both sides. And that's why, you know, somebody's got to lose at some point. It's got to end. But you got to wonder if it continued on, if we were doing best of 7s, how many of them would have been, you know, going to game 7.
Game 7 all the time.
As tight as these are.
Yeah, it's a balance that both players are pretty evenly matched. It's like power versus speed. And when Jaichi plays at her speed, she's getting those leads. When Joanna gets the opportunity to put the heat into the ball, she's winning them. So we're going to find out which way it's going to roll here in the 5th game. Amazing. That's a great first point.
Joanna's coming out swinging. She's fired up. She wants this for her team. Oh, great rallies. And this is like what you pointed out, right? You could say, okay, the team final's over. UCLA wins. It's 3, you know, who knows what after this. Could be 3-1, could be 4-0, but the pride that you have as the team member, like,
Oh, absolutely.
you know, the 3
I
of my
did my
teammates.
job. What are you guys doing?
The 3 of my teammates won. I want to win too, or I want to prove that if I needed to win, I could have.
Yep.
So it's nice to see that they're still fighting. They're still taking it seriously.
Yeah, I don't think either of them have, hey, let's put on an exhibition kind of mentality.
Would have been fun though.
I don't think so. I think they're both, you know, set in their game plans.
Sure,
They're not gonna do anything outside of that, because you got to remember they still have women's singles. So. It's so interesting. She steps around and rips that ball into Joanna's backhand, but yet she's forced to play a backhand. Typically, once you step around and you get the ball in that side, you stay with your forehand. Joanna's doing such a good angle position that she ended up having to play backhand. Man.
On this game, we were just tagging up the cue for our team. Just too many good rallies for them to.
They'll have to pick and choose. We'll let them decide.
If this keeps going, they might just have to post the whole video,
The whole video.
unedited.
Yeah. Whew. I was like, oh, that looked like a net. Yeah, let the drift out to where Joanna could just take a full swing at that. But Judge already had her hand up at that point.
Add another one to the stack.
Yep. That's those crazy backhand points. And UCLA says, that's enough of that. Let's take a little time out. Get things collected here.
Well,
If I was Judge, I'd be jogging back to my corner, man. She's just got to keep herself fired up and moving.
And I'm
Because
sure
when she's going fast and she's moving, she's winning those points.
the umpires will most likely catch it, but the players called the timeout and didn't switch, but they'll have to switch when they come back to the court.
Yep. As predicted, score got flipped. Timeout markers got placed. Now we have Judge on our side of the. Ooh, she wanted that one back. She got exactly what she wanted and just framed it.
Giachi with a nice opening there.
Yeah, she's been going pretty punchy, and that one was a little more just rolled in. Oh, what power. Passive block and then good power.
Yeah, and that timeout didn't end up hindering Giachi in any way. She's still moving on forward.
It's a little bit more of a high toss than what I've seen her do. Did let the spin change because that's the intention of the high toss. It lets the ball game energy falling, so you can actually add more spin. And it's hard to control, but if you can make it work for you, it's a big advantage.
And Giachi goes for the aggressive line, trying to maybe close this out sooner than later.
Yeah, with a 4-point lead, well, a 5-point lead at that point, taking that risk, yeah, it's okay.
Sure. And the important
I'm
thing
not mad
though
at
is
it.
to play the way that got you here. If you go overly aggressive, you could end up making a few mistakes and then getting in your own head and then trying to slow down. But Giachi looks like she's in control of her swing and stroke. And Joanna manages to save one more match point. But it's still a tough task to win 4 points in a row, especially when your opponent is as skilled as Giachi is.
Pretty fired up.
So the good news for Giachi right now, she can take a couple risks on Joanna's
some
serves. And
being a little bit more aggressive on the serve return.
the reason being because she has her serve coming up. Even if she makes 2 mistakes or is too aggressive on both, she still has at 8-10 the serve to her advantage to win 1 more point. So she can actually
a lot of pressure on Joanna.
Because even if Joanna plays perfectly, at 8-10 she knows the serve receive is the more difficult part of the game that she has to win her last 2 points on.
That's what she needed.
That's it. This ends
She went spinning to the back.
the UCLA Texas Wesleyan women's team's finals. UCLA takes it 3-1. Our announcer here will be announcing their victory.
UCLA defeating Texas Western 3-1. We're going to have the men's or the Coed team final coming up right away. We will start on 2 tables and then go to table 1 with the balance of the matches. And that will be NYU versus Texas Wesleyan.
Renzi,
Renzi from
NYU.
NYU. Ooh, okay. It looks like you guys are up playing right now, right?
Yeah, so this is Coed's team quarterfinal, and that's our teammates.
Are you nervous?
A little bit, but I think they got it.
I agree. And I think you guys always bring a really strong team, right?
Yeah, I know. NYU, always strong.
Fair enough. Did you find that it was a difficult road to the quarterfinals?
I think they will be fine. I mean, we got like tough opponents, but I trust my teammates. They can definitely beat them.
Gotcha. Remind me, what year are you?
Oh, I'm a senior.
So this is your last year.
Yeah, this is my last year.
Well, best of luck.
Thank you.
Hopefully we can come see you as a volunteer when you come back.
Of course I will.
Gotcha. Well, best of luck on the big table.
Yeah, thank you.
Alrighty, so our umpires are Jorge Venegas and Steve Lee. Then the team of Texas Wesleyan, Tomoike Eduardo Tomoike, Lucas Ito, Jen Dang.
Welcome to the 2023 College Table Tennis Championships. We have a treat for you. This is the co-ed team final. I'm Willie Leparulo. I'm here with Roger Dixon. And we got some good ones here. So New York University against Texas Wesleyan. We're going to be doing courts 1 and 2. The introductions are happening right now. Everyone's waving to the live stream. This is going to be great here. Texas Wesleyan, many times over champion. NYU won last year. They've won in the past as well. This is going to be a juggernaut of matches. Roger, what do you see happening here? What kind of
It's interesting because Jeremy's very consistent counterattack spin player, and Edward Tomiki is a penhold, traditional Japanese penhold guy, and he covers the court like a machine. So it's going to be interesting to see if Jeremy can take advantage of the lack of a true backhand.
Now, does he have a reverse RPB?
No.
No, it's just wood on the other side.
He's a traditional Japanese penhold blade style guy.
Amazing.
And he has a backhand punch, but it's a very awkward position, and so he doesn't use it very much. But the foot speed is just ridiculous.
Well, so I'm very excited. I mean, this is, for all of the old table tennis fans out there, I mean, this is like
Min.
Yeah, well, this is circa early 2000s, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
I mean, he moves so well, and it's a way to keep him young. Essentially,
But you got to remember, these guys from Brazil, they have a big Japanese influence in their sport.
Yep.
So that's why you see the coaches down there are the traditional coaches, and so this style is still alive there.
Yeah, and Eduardo Tomoike is a Brazilian international. He's out of Sao Paulo, sophomore, business major at Texas Wesleyan. And on the other side, Jeremy Hazen is a marketing major, sophomore as well, and he's Canadian. He's represented the Canadian national team many times over.
It's even better than that. He's the current Canadian national champion.
Huh. Well, we got a treat here, don't we?
Yeah. Welcome to the fire pit.
Well, again, I'm a big advocate of interesting styles that you don't see. I like this kind of penhold style. I like choppers, all of that.
Yeah,
We don't
look,
have
there's
choppers
the backhand.
here. But,
He's showing the backhand.
Oh, excellent.
See how he flips the racket around?
So let me ask this question. So I saw Tomoike play against Nikhil Kumar in the semifinal, and it seemed that Nikhil Kumar, as a lefty, seemed to really like the penhold style. You think that Jeremy Hazen's going to have the same kind of approach here? Not all lefties are created equal.
Yeah, they're not the same. I mean, Jeremy's he's an interesting guy because he's like a counterattack. He doesn't initiate all the time. He can, but he's more comfortable working off of someone else's first attack.
Right.
He's not afraid to push and let you open, and then start countering and attacking from that point.
Right.
So Nikhil is not. He's the initiator all the time.
Right.
So it might have been a big advantage.
Here we go.
Short and wide.
Looks like he hit his finger on the return potentially, or just got confused. But Tomoike could come out firing up 1-0.
That's where he wants to pin him into that backhand.
So what's Eduardo's common reply once he get a big forehand loop into his backhand? He'll run around that, or he'll try to block it down?
He will try to block it, but typically he reads it well enough where he can actually step around and play the forehand from that side. And he'll play it wide. to Jeremy's forehand.
Oh, I saw that backhand there. That's very interesting. So the key here is obviously to keep a pin on the backhand corner, and when he does turn, be able to block that very first ball.
Correct. Yep. Yeah, so, I mean, to me, having played a lot of lefties, that's where it's going to be. That's what he's got to do every time Jeremy tries to go to the backhand. He's got to get around and use that forehand there. Because a shakehander is going to want to have a strong backhand to beat Jeremy. Amy Wang was a prime example of that. Amy, her backhand just killed Jeremy. But he's getting around the lean, so Eduardo's he's feeling it.
So it's a little bit of the, instead of the battle of the bulge, is the battle of the inside-out forehands here.
Exactly.
3-3, first game. Hazen to serve. Now, Roger, that was interesting. He moved over to the middle of the court with a backhand return, like a shakehander does, maybe even a banana flip, but he's a pen holder. It's an interesting style. I've seen that.
It's. I mean, if you look at his legs, you know, he never skips leg day. And he probably has broken more bicycles than you could ever own. Because, I mean, he does a ton of footwork. The legs have to be incredibly fit.
Well, to be able to move like that.
Yeah, exactly. I think that was the trouble last year. He had so many good matches. He, you know, just hard. Then he just ran out of gas. It got to, you know, people started playing him soft, wide, and wide.
Yeah, and I, if he wore a Fitbit, I'd love to see how many steps he takes in a typical table tennis match.
That would be fun.
Looked like a no-spin loop out of Jeremy, or at least maybe a mistimed drive there.
Well, he knew he was in a wide position, and he didn't have enough on it.
I remember seeing Rusa Min in those, was the Olympics 2000.
Yep. Yeah, the one he won.
One he won.
04?
04, thank you. They called him the Mongoose. I'm not entirely sure why they called him that, but, you know, he's just...
Because he was so quick.
Mongooses are quick?
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you're faster than a King Cobra.
Fair point, fair point.
Yeah, it's amazing how much footwork he's doing.
Hazen up 7-6. Half long serve. Sometimes I wonder if Hazen is attempting to really spin it up, or he's just giving him a little bit motion dead ball. I've seen him do it a couple times. It's very interesting. Oh, wow.
So that's what he was feeding off that spin. Because if you notice, Jeremy didn't initiate. He countered, and then he looped.
It was interesting, though. He kept him in the backhand corner, returning inside-out loops, but in the end, he got him. So it's the same thing for Tomoike. He's got to see when Hazen's going to jump around the backhand as well and be ready to do something, certainly.
Well, he's got to go wide, like super wide, so he can play from that forehand side.
Hazen's got 3 game points here. Tomoike to serve.
See,
for that
Jeremy's
block.
he's already leaning out to the forehand side.
Yep.
So even if Tomoike is super short, wide to the forehand, he's already going to be moving in that direction. So it takes away some of that element, and he'll probably swing pretty hard at it. Tomoike's got to really be careful.
Some lob. Uh-oh. A little wiggle. Didn't work out. That is, I have to say, that's very cheeky on both players' parts. One, the drop shot that wasn't exactly the right drop shot, and then on Tomoike trying a little wiggle action there. out of what do they call it, the snake from Adam Barbaro. I like to think that I had a hand in creating a snake as well. But what do you think about that? I mean, you're in a point like that with this awkward. Are you going for a wiggle, or are you trying to?
Well, the positioning, he didn't really have a choice.
Right.
The ball was dropping so quick in front of him. The better, the table's in the way.
Sure.
So he's got to find a way to come around and up and over the table.
Right.
And usually with a wiggle kind of ball, you can pull it around.
Right.
You know, and it's going to get carried. It's going to go up more than what I saw Tamike do. So
right.
Probably not a big thing that he practices.
No.
With those legs, he's doing something else.
True indeed.
I mean, that was a good, but it didn't put enough pressure on him.
Yeah, he wasn't happy about that in the replay.
But see, that would have been, if you were a shakehander, you could have taken and scooped that ball.
Yep.
But as a J-Pen player,
you don't have that leverage.
You don't have the leverage, because the racket's all weighted out in front of your fingers. It's not in the middle of your hand.
Right. Here, start of the second game, NYU up 1-0. That's a very interesting shot. That's his backhand, right,
That's
Roger?
his backhand. Notice how his elbow came up, or his hand came up, his elbow came in, and then he drove his hand around his elbow.
This looks like a chop block of
That
sorts.
was a chop block.
Oh, interesting.
Kind of easy to do this way.
Little loose forehand there, and Tomoike gets a 2-1 early lead in the second game.
I like how he's changing the positions on Jeremy. He's not just going to one spot as hard as he can.
True.
Man, he's just so natural with that grip, man. It would kill me not having a backhand.
Agreed. I'm kind of curious. So you're talking about the Brazilian coaches being traditional and so forth. Do you think at any point in time they would have said, "Hey, Eduardo, let's try shakehand," or how does that conversation go with young players?
You know, it's what they're comfortable with. You know, I've had a couple guys switch, come in and like, oh, this is how I learned as a little kid, and they try playing penhold, and I switch them back to inverted shake hands. And after maybe 4 or 5 weeks of it, they said, I just feel so uncomfortable. Teach me how to do a reverse penhold backhand. Okay.
And there it starts.
Yep.
It's incredible. They're moving each other around. It's not just one-sided along those lines.
No. That's how that's what happened with Harrison. He came in as a straight pen holder. I showed him how to play shake hands. He liked it, but felt limited, like it was unnatural.
Sure.
And then we said, okay.
Oh, my
so
gosh.
quick.
And that is a textbook third ball if you ever were going to have it.
And straight up the line. Woo. A bullet. So as you were saying about watching Akio play him,
Right.
Eduardo, it's the same kind of thing.
I think they have the same strategy.
Well, I'm sure somebody was watching some of those points.
Oh, I'm sure they were as well. I was just, again, I'm not a left-handed player, so I'm entirely not sure about how all of that stuff works. But looks like Tomoike had his issues with Mikel as well. So it's he's not a fan of lefties, I think.
I mean, it's awkward because the spin's different off the serve straight away, and the positioning.
It's a huge backhand cross court, and Jeremy takes the second game up 2-0 here in the first singles match of the co-ed team final. If you hear the background noise, folks, and you're wondering, what's going on? Well, again, we've got table 2 going at the same time. We've got Lucas Eto against Mudit Dani. Lucas Eto of Texas Wesleyan and Mudit Dani, Indian International of NYU. And looks like it's about to be, and it is, 1-1 over there. So it's a little bit contentious, I would say, along those lines. But, hey, it wouldn't be a final if it weren't contentious, right?
Yeah, Lucas is a crowd favorite because he plays a lot of long extended points as kind of a modern defender.
Yep.
And he isn't afraid to let you know that he feels good about himself.
Well, as we say in NCTTA, loud and proud.
That's right.
Lucas Eto is that way, and he energizes the crowd. That's what we like to see. I've seen that of Jeremy Hazen as well from NYU, so we may see a little bit of that kind of play or exuberance. So we'll see how all that works. Score is 2-0. Hazen up 2-0 in this first singles, number 1 singles, NYU versus Texas Wesleyan.
Possible racket damage.
So it looks like, I know you guys don't see it off camera, but here we go. Jorge Vanegas is the umpire here, and he's talking to Eduardo. And imagine they're speaking Spanish, I think. Maybe Jorge does speak. Could be English?
Brazil would be Portuguese.
Well, yes, I know, but I'm saying is I've heard Eduardo speak Spanish, so it could be.
Oh, so.
Yeah, it could be Spanish.
Something with the racket.
Yep. Okay.
So I think Jorge wants to get a clarification because I believe it's with the handle.
Explain what you mean with
the
handle.
If there's unintentional racket damage during play to the top sheet, which renders the racket unplayable, you have the ability to switch rackets.
Huh.
The handle is a different question. So that's why they're referring to.
This looks like Sean Zhang, the deputy umpire, is now handling the racket, and they're taking a look at it. So
you see, it's a build-up cork handle.
So he's.
Yeah, because of the way it's held, it has a built-up layer of cork, and it's loose in the front. It looks like it, that when he went to switch around, that the cork broke.
Looks like they're getting tape out to fix it, perhaps. It's a little odd.
Well, they don't want him to switch the racket because there's no rubber damage. There's no playing surface damage.
That's a good point.
So, I mean, you can get some duct tape and tape the handle together. I mean, I know I can, but we'll see how these guys are.
Well, let me ask this question. So, Jeremy's watching his teammate, and again, this is off camera. We don't see that. But he's watching his teammate play. He's now, tied 1-1. Is this going to affect how Jeremy plays? I mean, his match focus needs to be in this game. He's still got a game to play. He's up 2-0 on Tomoike. So what is the thought process going on for Jeremy Hazen? I mean, it's
I mean, technically, it should be the coach should not be involved. It should be only the staff people, and Jeremy should not be allowed to be over at that side, being able to converse with his coach. Even though it is a team tie, he's currently involved in a match. He should not be interacting. But again, Doru's there, so it's important that the control staff be there, making sure there's no conversation regarding the match.
Right.
It's only about the racket.
Right. There's a lot of yelling going on over there. It's Lucas Eto has tied the game up 5-5. Mudit Dani had a 5-1 lead. Lucas Eto is a long pips chopper. Very odd style, but very consistent. And Mudit Dani is an Indian international.
He's seen enough. He's seen a lot.
Very experienced. I get it from his body language. And again, folks, I know you're not seeing out the stream. It looks from his body language he's not entirely happy about playing a long pitch chopper, and that's probably why the matchups were made as such. What you're seeing now here is how they're trying to address the issue with Tomoike's paddle. They're going to put tape on it, which I think is an odd substance to be handling, just because he's used to a certain grip, and now he's got this black tape all over it. Do you think that affects him in any way?
It is gaffer's tape,
Oh,
so it will be grippy, and it should, keep the handle from moving.
I didn't see it. Do you think the Tomoike came over to the umpire to state this, or was there something else? Or maybe the umpire saw it.
No, Tomoike said, hey, can I fix this?
Ah, right.
Or should I So he asked Jeremy about it.
Jeremy's a little bit more interested in his teammates' match. I don't
But when
know.
you got a 2-0 lead,
Yep. I think he's into it right now. It's hopping around. Here we go. Third game.
that would be disconcerting, having your handle come apart on a J-pen racket.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, really, all of your pressure is in that part of the handle.
That's true. That's a good point about that. 1-1 in the third here.
It's not like it's going to slide out of your hand and go flying across the room, but it's going to limit the
Shot block. Oh,
yeah.
jeez. Amazing for Jeremy Hazen to see that wide opening stance there. He stepped around. Let's watch the replay. He sees he's already stepped around and wide open on the forehand. Excellent.
Yeah, he pivoted his hips around so he could use his backhand across court.
Two to two.
Yeah, that loop, when he steps around that, man, he gets a lot of juice on it.
Definitely does. Definitely does. Yeah, Hazen's lost a little bit of focus here, and down 4-2. I think he's a little bit worried about his teammate there, who's in a barn burner over there. Mooted it down, he goes up 2-1.
It's always awkward because there's two boxes.
Yep.
And when Jeremy switches sides, he puts it in the opposite box.
Yes, you're right.
And then he forgets which one it is.
Right. Jeremy's an interesting guy, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
3-4 to serve. Here we go, some lobbing. Oh,
Wow.
very, very lovely point there.
What a huge forehand. But he can't capitalize on it because Jeremy's a freaking wall.
Agreed.
You got to come up with something special to get past him.
Oh,
He makes his own errors.
he
you know?
does, he does, he does.
But when you attack him, he's a wall. To make it with a really good block on that attack. Got it out wide, and Jeremy took a big cut, and it came right back. Remarkable backhand block. Jeremy takes a big cut, and he just punch blocks it right back into the body.
Wow. That was that was a bit of a wild swing there.
That was pretty dreamy.
Yeah.
It's what you make in your dream.
Right.
Hey, low curly ball, I'm just going to rip it for winner.
I still, again, players are used to what they're used to, and I still have to think that, Tomoike is not used to that gaffer's take that he's got on there.
I think he's more comfortable that the racket is stabilized.
Okay.
So He's happy the racket's not twisting in his hand. Because with that piece loose, he'd go to apply pressure, and it would kind of flare on him.
Right. Well, he certainly is up on this game. Goes for that big backhand there.
Man,
so
we're so risky.
Is he going for that backhand because he knows at that point if he doesn't do something, the next
his point's
ball's
over.
Okay, a bob coming at him.
Yeah. Well, there's no way for him to step around that.
Right.
It's already at his shoulder.
Ooh. I think he was going for a lot there. He knew he was around the backhand and went for
I thought he was going to step around after he hit this big shot right here, that he would hit a fade. Jeremy's wide forehand.
8-9, 9-8, excuse me. Look on Hazen's face says it all. Halfway disgust, halfway
appreciative.
Yeah.
Okay, he caught me.
He got me. Now it's on his serve, though. 8-10 down. He goes right to the bread and butter third ball attack into the backhand side.
Like I said, he can do that when he wants to. But that's not usually how he plays.
And loud and proud, Hazen's pumping his crowd up. That's amazing. It's just, I like the backhand interchange there, but Hazen's not fooled.
Nope. I would have thought that he would have pivoted on the third ball.
Got match point here.
That was a good curl.
He was.
I mean, he didn't rip it real hard. He put a ton of bounce on it. So Jeremy had no room to swing. Couldn't get in to block it with his backhand. Couldn't turn and pivot and use his forehand.
11-11. Wow.
Yeah, so he steps around. He can only get it to a certain part of that forehand. To do this effectively against Jeremy, he needs to break the sideline of the wide forehand. Yeah, it's super hard.
I noticed he's never going to attempt Eduardo's wide forehand. There it is. Jeremy Hazen has got this game in deuce, 13-11. He's got the first point for NYU. Really, you know, again, I enjoyed watching Tomoike play. He's got a very interesting style. But, you know, he's the #1 seed, so if they go to doubles, we're going to see it again, right?
Yep.
Yeah, very interesting style. So just to update everyone, in case you're wondering what's going on table 2, Mudit Dani from NYU is up 2-1 and 7-4, 8-4, excuse me. I'm going to bring on the next singles match that should be coming on. We believe, well, we won't guess what the next singles match is, but there's the seed 3 and 4 are supposed to come up. We'll tell you what they are. Number 3 player for Texas Wesleyan is Jen Deng. Number 3 player for NYU is Rui Bin Chen. Number 4 player is for Texas Wesleyan is Santiago Montes Solarte. And for NYU, it's going to be Calvin Chan. So we'll see which ones are going to come up here.
I mean, technically, they should be starting third singles on this table right now.
Technically. We're going to see what's going to happen.
I did say
here.
technically.
Yeah, technically. You gave yourself an out. That's good.
Well, of course, because, well, guess what? Guess who's walking on the court?
I see.
Yep.
Jen Deng. So we're going to see something pretty interesting here. And this is what I love about NCTTA. Women and men playing against each other. Way it works. This is the Coed team final.
Yeah, hey, we get a little screen time. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. It's all about this guy right here.
Oh, we're getting screen. Oh boy,
Yeah.
I see myself. I didn't know. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's good. Thank you.
Hey, this is the guy. This is the guy. He's the man.
No. I'm just one of the guys. put the pieces together.
Yeah, that's why
all.
he's now a USATT Hall of Famer.
Oh, yeah, U.S. Hall of Famer. Thank you, I appreciate that. Definitely a bit of a surprise, I have to say. But
how heavy is the crown?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see about that. Looks like NYU is taking a 2-0 lead. Mudit Dani did defeat Lucas Eto. And so NYU's got the 2-0 lead. And so we've got a match here. We've got Jen Deng, one of the top women players for Texas Wesleyan. And again, like I said before, this is the co-ed team finals. That means men and women play together on the same team. Texas Wesleyan uses that to their greatest advantage. And Jen Deng is an excellent player.
Yeah, she put up a good fight with Amy Wang.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And, even though she lost 3-0, it was not like a walk in the park.
Right. So, and then NYU's player is Chen Rui Bin. And so this is where the interesting strategy comes into play. And so folks at home, you may not be realizing this. Jen Deng is 2,400 at least,
yeah,
right?
2350, yeah.
Yeah, and Chen Rui Bin is not of that level. And so this is where they're strategizing a little bit in terms of how they're going to be positioning their lineup. And so Chen Rui Bin rating is, let me look it up here, 1816. Again, this is a college rating. We're not sure how accurate that is, but potentially this would be what we would call maybe a sacrifice along those lines. Take one for the team, so to speak. We've heard that terminology.
Yeah. But, at the same time, I did see him playing one of the other ties, and he hit some insanely good forehands. But some of the other parts of the game are just not quite tied together.
Right.
All the connecting little things aren't there. So, he may be kind of comfortable a little bit, but as soon as he realizes that her backhand is going to be a bullet or a nothing ball.
Yeah, she's got short pips on the backside.
Yeah, it was interesting because I couldn't, the way she does it sometimes, it's like almost maybe a medium pips, but definitely at least a short pips.
Maybe medium pips?
Yeah,
confuse
because the
your
mediums.
opponent, confuse yourself.
Yeah, well, the way she plays the pips, it's almost sometimes like she can make a really dead drive. And it's hard to do with the short pips. It's a lot easier to do with the medium.
Interesting.
So it's a hard tell. I'd have to actually ask her.
Yeah, my wife, Shelly, she plays with medium pips, and it's a pretty disgusting experience. I love her to death, I really do, but medium pips is not what I love at all. So if that's what Jen Deng
So
plays
you play
with,
to her forehand all the time.
well, her forehand's pretty dangerous too, so that's the problem. So it's I don't know, kill or be killed kind of deal going on there.
Pick your poison.
Yeah, pick your poison for sure. So Jen Deng up to a 2-0 lead here.
We'll see how he does on the serve return because her serves are pretty strong. Yeah, that's what I saw him do earlier. Somebody opened like that, and he just swatted it in. So he's not afraid to swing.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely. Looks like Jen Deng is rated 2485, so it's a little bit 2485 and 1816, a little bit of a mismatch, but we'll see, obviously, because it's all in the details of the game.
Yeah, sometimes it's more difficult for higher level players at certain points to play balls that are unconventional and unpredictable.
Right. That was that big forehand you were talking about.
Yeah.
He did swat it right back at her.
Yeah.
A little bit too eager to get that ball.
That was the one I was talking
knuckle
about.
dead ball there?
Yeah, because that's not an easy ball with short pips. Medium,
right?
They do that all day long.
You're guessing medium. We still are not entirely
You're
sure.
not sure. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Good forehand loop. A lot of spin there. Chen Rui Bin gets that point.
Well, sure, I'll get the chance to ask her later on.
There you go.
Because everybody's going to be filtering around the building here for a little bit.
Understood, understood. Yeah, jams him in the body. That's a smart move for Jen Deng, and you know they're working the angles, I'd say, along those lines.
He's going to have a really good chat in the corner with his, you know, decent coach.
Decent. I think his coach is more than decent.
Yeah.
Gao is a legend.
Yeah.
Let's go for 3 nets in a row here.
But hey, nothing better at the college national championships to be coached by a college national champion.
That's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. It was, well, I don't want to age Coach Gao, which year it was that he won it, but let's just say
a few.
A couple of years ago. Yeah, a few. That's the right move along those lines. Jen Deng up.
But he still looks like he's 20.
He does. He's in great shape. There was that push with the pips. So it didn't have spin on, or it did? I mean, it didn't.
Because he looped it out.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. That's a ball that you do easily with medium pips. It's hard to scrub it that hard with short, unless you got a really soft sponge.
Right.
Again, so many variables. It's just hard to tell.
Well, Jen Deng gets that first game, 11-2. Certainly a very commanding lead there. Chen Ruibin, goes over to Coach Gao in terms of trying to figure out what to do here. Chen is engineering a master's student at NYU, and he's going to need all of that.
Going to engineer his way back.
He's got to engineer his way back, certainly, because it's going to take a lot here. Jen Deng is a junior communications major from Texas Wesleyan.
So we get another year.
Yeah, we get another year, absolutely, for sure. So it's interesting state of affairs, nevertheless.
So what do you think the coach and him are speaking French right now?
No. Not entirely sure. I kind of think that it's definitely
Jeremy's there.
Mandarin
Maybe he's
Chinese.
translating for him.
Yeah, Mandarin Chinese, I would assume.
You're taking all the fun out of it, Willie.
I've just, it's been a long day here. It's been a long day. They are speaking Putonghua, which is Mandarin for Chinese.
Yeah, that's what I would have done too. I would have pushed that ball too. And I probably would have had the ball float out too.
Yeah, those pips are very, very strange. And again, when it hit the net, it took the spin off the ball, and then she hit it with the pips and give you nothing.
Yeah, we were talking about that, and, a lot of the times people say, oh, it took all the spin out, but it actually takes all the forward energy out.
Oh, does it? Okay.
Yeah, so the spin remains. What?
That was a very cheeky shot from Chen Ruibin. Let's take a look at the replay. It's like he carved it around. It had who knows what kind of spin.
He scooped it?
Scooped it, tomahawked it back. Very interesting.
Huh. I'll have to see that again in some
slow
point.
motion, yeah.
See if I can add that to my
repertoire.
Yeah. Got a lot of crazy forehand skills.
I remember. I've seen you play at, we met in Pensacola before, Atlanta.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to Pensacola Table Tennis, Atlanta, Georgia. Table Tennis Association.
One of our favorite places to play.
Indeed.
America's Team Championships.
Oh, yes.
Rockford, Illinois.
That's coming up very soon. You going?
I think I have recruited my 4th player while here at the event.
Oh, nice.
Fatima.
Oh, from University of Iowa.
Yeah.
Excellent.
She says she doesn't have anybody to play with and go places with. And I said, do you want to play the teams?
Yep.
She said, yeah. So.
That's what it's all about in college table
tennis.
Yeah,
I'll try to do what I can as far as, sponsoring her to the event.
Sure.
So, we'll see.
Makes sense. Chen Deng up 8-1 in this, the second game of the third singles. NYU up 2-0 in the tie.
What was that?
He
Where
wasn't
did that
fooled by
come
the
from?
pips.
He just flat drove through it again.
I think he finally
Man.
said, you know what? I'm tired of looping and missing the table by 13 inches. I'm going to really make this count.
I'm just going to slap this back and see. Oh, that worked.
Yeah, it's
He's
the
got
misdirection.
a little bit better of an idea now. That second ball, you can't loop it.
Yeah.
You got a flat hit. That's a hard learning curve, though.
It is indeed. In front of everyone, too. That's tough to do.
Well, not just everyone here, but everyone everywhere.
That's absolutely the case. Absolutely the case.
Because everybody around the world is watching this event right now.
They are. According to YouTube analytics, we have thousands of people watching. So tell your
Nice.
friends. Tell your friends.
So we went hundreds of thousands.
We want hundreds of thousands. That's exactly
And
the
if
case.
everybody gives $1,
Now we're sounding like
a true 501c3.
a true 501c3. Right, exactly.
Go fund us.
Go fund us, yeah. 7 game points here.
Nice. But man, he has no answer when she goes back to his backhand with the short-ish pips.
Yeah, and it's just too quick for him at this point. And the level, Zheng Deng, she's 24, 85, 86 player. It just shows really, truly what's going on here. He's in 18-16, and there's nothing to frown at in terms of that. 18-16 is a respectable
Yeah, if he
rating.
walked into your house and you played with him, he's going to do well.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
But walking into this house,
it's a different story.
yeah, this is Denzeng's house right now.
It is. We're here at the 2023 College Table Tennis Championships, and this is the co-ed team final. This is our I guess I would call it our gem. We're big in NCTTA on team table tennis. That is one of the most fun ways to play table tennis for sure.
And like I had said earlier with either Logan or with Matt, that it provides an opportunity for colleges who may not have 3 strong girls or 3 strong guys to be able to field a co-ed team.
Right.
They may not make it in singles, they may not qualify, but they can qualify the team. And, then it's easier. They're here, they get some more experience,
Yep.
and they come back better players.
Chen Rubin was trying for that big third ball attack. It's going to be kind of hard. I mean, personally speaking, again, I'm not in the match, but I would focus on her forehand, which is just as good nonetheless, but I would not give anything to that weird pips shot.
No, I would definitely be doing a lot of short forehand serves, dead serves to the middle of the table, because she doesn't want to play those balls with the pips. She wants to play that block.
Nice misdirection there from Chen Rubin. That's exactly what he needed here to get back into the game. One to the middle and one to the backhand. I think she was maybe expecting again to the middle.
Yeah, he kind of slid it right at the end, shoved it out.
Shoved it, yep.
Man, that's a nice serve.
It looked as if it didn't have as much spin as we thought.
No,
but,
it didn't. It was a nice feint. The fakie.
Again.
It's not the ball you want to open on. I mean, he'd be better to just punch it forward. Trying to lift that.
It's tough after you've done all these third ball, fifth ball practices, and after you serve underspin, someone pushes your next ball. Hey, it's a loop, but it's just a loop with the pips.
Oh, that's just too fast. It's the exact right play. Just slow down just a hair.
And then up 4-2 in this third game. Look how much spin was on the ball. It's
She
hugging that net.
Didn't want to leave the net.
No.
It's interesting. She stepped over to the forehand to serve. because it automatically puts a wider angle on the short forehand.
I thought it was a little strange. I thought she was thinking maybe I'm in doubles.
No. It's interesting. It's a tactic that I'll use because you know you're going to use your forehand, but I'm going to make the ball spin back in. It never comes out off the side.
That's a good point. Looks like a timeout taken by NYU. Chen Rui Bin going to his corner with Coach Gao. Yeah, it's a good time to call a timeout, and you want to try and salvage this game. Otherwise, there will be no match along those lines. And so, definitely good to see they're really taking a investment into Chen Rui Bin here. Yeah, he chose the timeout himself. It's definitely something he needed to be doing. So it looks like we've got Lin Cha Chi, Jen Deng's teammate, coaching her. So we're back to action here. Jen Deng up 6-2 in the third. She's up 2-0 in this match. She's looking for the first point for Texas Wesleyan in this co-ed team final.
And it is interesting because the next one's going to be tough.
Yeah, the next match on this court, Santiago Montesolarte, Colombian International, versus Calvin Chan of NYU. I've been saying this all weekend. It's going to be another barn burner here.
Yeah, what's the what do they have it at the Navy SEALs? The Crucible.
Oh yes, you're right. The Crucible. I forgot about that.
This is kind of the Crucible right here.
It is indeed. Well, you know, again, Texas Wesleyan's got their back against the wall here, and you know, look, they're used to winning. Why? They're the most prepared college table tennis team in the nation. They've got a scholarship program, excellent coaches, excellent facilities. They come in expecting to win. So I don't see them, you know, laying down at all. They're going to put everything they have into this.
No, and they've been doing this long enough that they have the ability to say, hey, this is our lineup this year. How do we maximize the potential here?
Yep.
You know, it's kind of sad to get some people who can play at these places, you know, at these schools that are injured and not able to go, and it would change dramatically how they field their team. Yep. If without any kind of injuries.
It makes sense. Errant forehand push there.
Well, you know, when someone shows you an underspin serve that's topspin.
Yeah.
And you have no experience trying to return that.
Yeah. There it is. Jen Deng gets the first point for Texas Wesleyan. They are down 2-1. We're going into fourth singles here. Should be a really great match. I can't wait to see it here. We're really excited here. We've got lots of fans filling in. You may not be able to see it here with the live stream, but we've got bleachers both on the bottom and the top. We're at Round Rock Sports Center. This is the 2023 College Table Tennis Championships. We're sponsored by Pong Space, Major League Table Tennis, and DHS. We're really excited to be here and, you know, just have a great crew of volunteers. Roger and I and 100 others were putting together this beautiful facility.
And the issues that just keep popping up.
Well, we're good at
we're good at firefighting. Putting out all those little fires.
Problem solving, you know, that kind of thing. So, but always.
But that's why I enjoy coming because, you know, we always have each other's backs. We always are good team guys.
We do.
So we know, hey, oh, what's going on? Oh, we got that covered. Hey, call Willie and get his credit card.
Oh, gosh. Oh, my.
Did you ever get that credit? I have one of your room keys too.
Do you?
Yeah, you.
I don't have my room key. You have it. Can I get it back?
I think I left it at the hotel, but I do have one.
Fair enough.
Because you're our special guest from Calais.
Yeah, we have a foreign umpire with us at the NCTTA Championship. International umpire. We have Felipe Castaño. For those of you watching in South America, you may know the name. Felipe is a Colombian international umpire, travels around, does a lot of tournaments, and wanted to come to check out the College Table Tennis Championships.
Yeah, because I was like watching a WTT event, and I kept seeing this guy, and when I got here, I'm like, how do I know you? How do I know you? Oh, WTT.
Yeah, I wish we could show him on camera. People say I'm his twin or he's my twin.
The doppelganger effect
that
here.
Doppelganger, yeah, doppelganger for sure. Well, I'm sure he wants to see his fellow country mate, Santiago.
Yeah, I'm sure he'd rather be in the
but-
crowd cheering him on than on the sidelines being an umpire.
Right. Understood on that. Well, so yeah, this is going to be an interesting match just because if Santiago does not win, it's
Over.
over NYU. It's over, and NYU gets a second consecutive co-ed team trophy here. And again, those of you hearing this or following this, again, in college table tennis, this is the supreme final. This is what we seek. This is what we want. It's the team championships, and it's happening right here, co-ed team championships. So,
Round Rock, Austin.
Yep.
If you're close by,
Georgetown.
jump in, drive,
in.
get here.
Absolutely. We're here tomorrow as well. We'll have men's and women's singles as well. But this is our gem right here, and again, we're happy to be here at the Round Rock Sports Center in Round Rock. Great friends at Round Rock CVB. They've just been great. Nancy Yon. These
guys have reached out,
Absolutely.
above and beyond what, we're used to at times. It's a really good deal.
I give a shout out to Chad McKenzie of the Round Rock Sports Center, Jason Remmert as well. They've been awesome to work with for sure. Here we go, 0-0 first game. NYU, Calvin Chan to serve.
Everybody's laughing and having a good time.
That's interesting. Well, it looks like NYU's pumped up.
Woosah.
Woosah, exactly.
It's a great way for Calvin to start getting the first two. Really good touch play, but Calvin comes out with the power. Well, you can see a little firepower right there. So Santiago definitely giving Calvin a little something to think about.
What'd I miss?
Well, you saw Calvin doing some good straight up shots there. But you're starting to see Santiago kind of find his own power zone. Really interesting. He likes to just kind of touch and feel the ball a little bit. And now he's shown the true offensive side of his game. And just like that, we're at 4-4. That's a dangerous drop. He should have kept it in the middle. He got to drop out wide, and Santiago was able to just absolutely just power through that angle.
very interesting. I stepped away for literally 3 minutes. It was 4-1 Calvin Chan. I look now, it's 6-4 Santiago Montes Solarte.
Yeah,
Wow.
Santiago is kind of like had to like feel his way into the power. You know, like what am I dealing with here? And then he was able to actually counterattack and win some points. Very well done by Calvin to get back in on the board. Quick punch off that big backhanded step around. Be interesting to see. It's gonna go in the file cabinet there. That's a callback kind of point. Nice hooking loops by both players. The drop looked like it was going to drift long, but it just stayed a little short, and Calvin couldn't complete the flip. So Santiago had to lift that ball up, and it just got up enough where Calvin could punch for the clean winner. So that ball went around the net. That's the one, baby. Went around the net and right into Santiago's body.
So I stepped away when it was 6-4, and now I'm back and it's 8-8. Yeah, I apologize.
You missed some crazy balls.
I hear the yelling. Yeah.
So the one you missed was Calvin getting out of position and counter looping around the net post across Santiago's body.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I saved it though.
Thank you.
I put a marker in there.
There you go. That's what you got to do. I love the atmosphere in here, loud and proud. That's what we are here.
Oh, Santiago feeling the pressure. Dumps the complicated serve into the net. So Calvin likes that attack. Spin variation got him that time. Calvin was looking for the big counter forehand and just did not have the ball to do it. Oh. Complicated little backhand serve.
Yeah, sorry. One of the casualties of being
just a super heavy underspin. He started off with a backhand serve from the forehand side. And the only return that Calvin could do was a push, and he took it and he just loaded it to the other side.
He revved it up.
Yep. But that was some fireworks points in this match.
I mean, I stepped away when it was 8-8, and now it's 12-10.
Yeah.
My stepping away is just it's boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because these guys are just swinging for the fences.
Yeah, one of the casualties of being, wearing so many hats at a tournament. Tournament director, volunteer director, everyone says, "Hey Willie, do you have a second?"
Willie.
Hey Willie, hey Willie. And so, yeah, can't they see we're doing the most important job here?
That's right.
We're commentating
Because
on
we're
the finals.
informing you, the most important people out there,
Yeah.
our table tennis fans.
Absolutely.
Worldwide.
Worldwide.
And if it's not today, it's tomorrow.
That is true.
Facebook lasts forever. YouTube.
Yeah, they've, we have lots of people from different places. Se habla español, si parla italiano, parle français, all of that stuff and
Do you want me
more.
to speak my language?
Uh,
I got redneck.
Classic.
That classic Tennessean, you know?
Yeah, there you go. Texas Wesleyan up 1-0. Here we go.
So he changed it up. So he's been taking that ball back to Calvin's forehand, and that's where that counter looping craziness got started.
Sounds like a team name, counter looping craziness.
Yeah, it's just a simple backhand counter exchange.
So this is interesting. I've seen Calvin play a couple times this weekend already, and you know he's a 23, 20 something player. His backhand is kind of stiff, if I might say, like a flat hitting punch kind of thing, and that's not the most
Well, you know, it depends on who
common.
your coach is.
Sure.
If your coach is a footwork guy, he's not going to teach you to do a backhand. Why? Probably because he doesn't have a backhand.
I see.
It's hard to coach things you don't understand.
Sure. Well,
But just move your feet, use your forehand.
Right. I'm seeing again.
As you see right here. Use your feet, hit the forehand.
I'm just seeing his backhand is kind of a punch block, not a punch block.
Oh,
a
he
punch
did.
drive,
He
yeah.
actually punched some winners already with it. Against Santiago's loop. Absolutely just crunched it.
And these are like these micro mistakes. You see that push was left a little high, and then Calvin got to crank it. That was not a micro mistake. It was probably a bigger one.
Well, yeah, but I mean, that tells you the level of deception to make a guy at that level miss that bad.
Right.
It's that quality.
Agreed. See, that ball was high. It needed to be also cranked. I'm a
Yeah,
little
but it was
surprised.
so short. Oh, it wasn't that short. From my angle, it looked like it was a lot shorter. Oh, wow.
Inside out
Flip.
T-Mobile flip. It looked like he was adding side spin to it. Very, very interesting. I gotta say, we're hearing every grunt, every gasp.
Yep.
Kudos to our video production crew putting microphones everywhere along that table.
I've yet to see the net cam shot there. But
Well, that was a big backhand, so there was
that was a
nothing.
little more fluid.
Yeah,
fluid-like.
exactly. There was nothing flat.
No
and
punching
odd
there.
about- No punching at all.
But still, Santiago has a nice 3-point lead.
There's a cheeky shot that before he hit that, it was some sort of, look at this. Twisty tomahawk chop block. Folks out there, if we're confusing you with all of these things, we're just trying to describe it the best way we see it.
Yeah, I mean, you just think about those motions, kind of think about doing a chop motion with your hand and then twisting it. Surprising Santiago hasn't slowed that down and just slow spun it up the backhand line. That was a good spin variation ball.
Pushed him out wide.
Yeah, before he was ripping that ball and Calvin was able to just counter this swing. That ball had way too much spin to do that with.
It's a pretty short ball to attempt a ball like that. Is that he didn't want to push it? He just wanted to start the attack?
he got caught up in his own strategy. He knew what he wanted to do, and he expected the ball to be a little bit deeper.
He's going to do it regardless.
There's your backhand punch, man.
It works on certain occasions. I mean, probably more occasions than not, but
You've got to have enough spin.
right.
And Santiago's definitely giving him enough spin.
Oh, wow. for the really big backhand loop. It's honestly a bit of a ballsy shot, to be honest with you, being that far from the table. But
it's the right kind of thing you have to do. You don't have a choice. I mean, you've got to swing your backhand.
So he's got the second game. Santiago Montes Solarte's got the second game here, up 2-0. If Solarte gets this game, we're going to see some doubles.
It'll be interesting because Tomoke is going to be in that mix.
It will be. We'll have to see sort of when we get to that point. You guys don't see it. Those of you watching the stream don't see it on camera, but Coach Gao's waving his hands around. He's pretty animated in terms of what
are
he
you
expects.
doing? Why are you not going? Come on, move.
Move those feet.
Yeah. I mean, that's the worst thing you can do. You start playing power shots, and you plant your feet to get that drive, but you've got to disengage. You've got to get back into a neutral balance with your body so you can be flexible in your movement. If you lock yourself into, I'm going to hit this hard, you're going to get in trouble.
That's exactly right. We're going to see if Calvin Chan makes any kinds of changes here.
I mean, I think he would love to get into some of those counter looping exchanges again.
Two nets in a row. Table tennis, generally, you're not going to see many claps about that. Again, nets are luck. So glad to see the crowd is educated along those lines. Yeah, appreciative and educated. Hate to see.
Well, probably they've been on the other side of that.
Right.
A lot of the people here, a lot of the players.
Sure.
And they know how they feel when someone claps when it goes the other way against them. Etiquette.
Etiquette, yes, there it is. Much like in tennis, when you hit the net, hand goes up.
So Santiago's made a good adjustment to that forehand wide loop. He's making sure it's either driven or dropping, so the spin's falling in front of Calvin.
I sense a difference, and you can tell me if you think I'm wrong, but it looks like that Calvin's doing a little bit more patience, waiting instead of going for these big balls, at least on the backhand side.
Yeah.
We'll see. Of course, forehand-wise, he's going to go for gold, right?
Yeah.
But on the backhand, it's a little bit more controlled.
Coach Gao probably said, just be patient. Probably shaking his head at him right there.
That was
not a patient ball.
Did he shake his head?
He kind of gave him that tilt.
Yeah.
Not a full shake, but
yeah, not a full shake. Uh-oh. Oh, we got lucky there. Solarte had him right in his sights and just missed the table there. Well, hit the net, actually. That's absolutely eager forehand.
There's no way you need to do that. No way. Just take it and roll it back with the backhand. Get ready for another forehand.
He's become a little tentative on that backhand side.
Yeah, but also Santiago's placing the ball kind of more into the middle center line so he doesn't have that backhand leverage. It's not outside.
Right.
It's more inside.
It's like a timeout from Texas Wesley. Well, it's a timeout nonetheless. I'm not sure who called the timeout, but needless to say, it's important to note these timeouts are 1 minute long. And
well, if the little screen is correct, it says timeout arrow pointing to Calvin Chan.
Okay, fair.
Down at the very bottom. Do you need my glasses too?
No, I didn't even see that.
Yeah, look down at the very bottom below the 5 and the 4.
Ah, that's very good. We've got all these graphics here at the NCTTA Championships.
Keep developing more technology. You can't keep up.
Did not realize that.
They start calling you Grandpa.
No, I mean, I didn't know to look there. I didn't know to look there. That was sort of the key here.
I know they already call you Poppy.
Some people do, absolutely.
Especially now.
Oh, yeah.
Second one, good job.
I know.
Little guy.
Little William III. Wow. Right into the elbow. Elbow's always a weakness, isn't it?
Yeah, because you can't make a decision fast enough to get your hand out of the way. But Calvin anticipated that. Yeah, he was already swinging forward before the ball landed. Nice table control.
I was, I'm curious about that choice. He's going for a backhand loop, which he generally doesn't do, but
yeah, the ball's cutting off the side of the table.
It's difficult. Yeah, that's huge on Santiago's part. He saw exactly what was going on there, stepped around, open forehand corner.
And the funny thing was, he didn't really step.
Yep.
He took a little lean.
Mm-hmm.
Good body control. The ball was not what he thought it was.
Yep.
Overlifted it. Nice half-long serve.
Yeah, it was a difficult one. Score's tied up 7-7.
Throwing in that challenge serve. Come get this half-long thing without destroying your racket, I dare you.
That's an interesting mistake.
That's the second time he's tried to do that complicated serve with the feint motion. And he's
yeah, a little bit of a turning point there. Calvin Chan up 9-7. It's like from the YouTube chat, Calvin's got some fans. Larry Bow. Let's go, Calvin. Oh, that's called confidence right there, my friend.
Yes. And first time we've seen him take that kind of risk with the backhand.
Absolutely. And again,
he baited him. He baited him.
He did, but Calvin needed that. Again, 10-7 on his serve. That's the kind of ball that you need to absolutely get.
I think his
now
eyes
you're facing two
popped
serves.
out.
Yeah, I was very excited about that. Yeah, I'm a big fan of playing a little conservative when you're about to win at 10-9 because the pressure should be on Santiago. So a little surprised at Calvin Chan's aggressive stance here. Let's see what he does here. And the ball sails out. A game to Calvin Chan. Score is 2-1. Santiago Solarte, Texas Wesleyan's up 2-1.
He's going to slap himself for that when he sees that video.
Yeah, that's the definite.
Because he saw where Calvin was.
Yeah.
And he was like, if I hit it, he's right there to counterattack it.
Yep.
I got to change something. And it'd been better if he would have flipped over and just kind of chop blocked it across.
Sure.
Than trying to do some kind of drop shot there.
Well, we're what do they call it? Monday night quarterbacking here.
Yeah, like
it's
tape
easy
delay.
to do. It's easy to do.
Part-time professionals.
Yeah, well.
Teleprompter professionals.
Teleprompter professionals, exactly.
It was just a choice that was crazy. You got the advantage, and
here's the replay.
We're uncomfortable with it.
Oh, one of the replays, yeah.
Yeah, that was that big backhand counter.
Looks like we're back here. Santiago of Texas Wesleyan to serve. He's up 2-1. His team is down 1-2 in the team tie. His win puts it into doubles. And folks, he's 10 points away.
What a nice block.
You know, this is interesting. Again, Calvin Chan has a very interesting style of play. I see he pushes a lot on the backhand and then waits for that big forehand, almost like a shake-hand pen holder, if you will.
I've done that before where I find myself playing too many backhands, so I'll do a practice session with like long pips on my backhand.
Oh no! Why would you do that to yourself?
So I have to play forehands.
That's great, but that's just.
Well, because I know I'm going to punish myself if I hit the backhand. It's not going to go anywhere. I'm going to lose the point.
It's a bit of a disaster to put long pips on anything. You know my feeling. It should be outlawed. It's a nice exchange. I liked how Calvin changed the rhythm on that.
Well, that was the key to that last game was Calvin getting just steady, 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 and being very careful with the attacks. Santiago's got some really good power and placement, and that's I think the key for him to win this match is to keep placing those power shots rather than just kind of ripping them randomly.
Yeah,
if you haven't seen Santiago try to flip anything, it was kind of loose. He would just kind of softly bump that back in.
He's got a 2-5 commanding lead here. Half-long serve seems to give everyone problems, from pros to Rex to everybody.
Oh, yeah, because you're like, how tight's this going to be, and how much do I like this racket?
Or how much do you like
how
your
many
hand?
fingers?
Yeah. He's playing with fire. I mean, again, Calvin Chan's just pushing the ball elevated in the middle of the table. It's kind of like he has tunnel vision, I think. He's got to try something new here. Excellent point there. Unlucky net there for Santiago.
What control both players are showing off right here. Little lift, and then top of the net.
Oh, wow. It's a kind of interesting pirouette there. He's trying to avoid touching the table.
Yeah, he probably would have hit it if he hadn't.
Right. No.
Swung that away.
Can't hit the table. Really put some good underspin on that one, didn't he?
You know, it's very calm and steady motion, but it's fast.
Wow. Incredible blocking there.
Yeah, that's when you have high-level partners that want you to block for them. You start getting comfortable with just standing there going, yo-yo.
It's a tutorial on that blocks can turn into attacks.
Point-winning attacks.
Absolutely, absolutely. Everyone always says, you know, out there, why block? You got to attack. No, you should do a little of everything.
It turned around the other way.
Yeah, it did. I coach at Florida State University. We always do these drills on blocking, and the kids, they lament it sometimes. Yeah, it's like, why am I blocking everything? Because a block can turn into an attack. And it should every time. A little gamesmanship there. Tie the shoe. It's down.
Did he tie it or just adjust the tongue?
Adjusted, I think it was. So we're at 8-8. The score on the screen is a little incorrect. Should be 8-8, correct?
Yep, it is 8-8.
We'll catch up a little bit. Our scorekeeper needs to catch up. Wow.
That was a good choice. He had the option of going either way.
He did indeed.
And as soon as Calvin stepped into the middle, he knew the best angle was the wide backhand. What a top spin serve. Ball just dropped out of the bottom when it got to the end line.
He's got match point. Solarte here. want to bring it even for his team, Texas Wesleyan. Kelvin
He's got 2 to end this match.
Chan serving, though. Let's see. Oh, no. There it is, folks. Woo! Texas Wesleyan has tied this up. A little bit of a cheeky net there, but it is what it is. Folks, we're going to doubles.
Amazing. Hard to believe. I can't imagine.
Well,
how did that happen?
They are quality teams here, certainly. So you're going to be seeing the doubles here coming up, and this is a real treat. This is how we work here in NCTTA. The fact that it's 4 singles and 1 double. Tied in singles, it goes to doubles. And so just to give everyone a heads up of how the rules work, anyone that plays in the first singles must be in the doubles team. It can be anyone else on the roster. And so for sure, well, we have the doubles combinations here. So Texas Wesleyan's going to put out Eduardo Tomoike, who did play the #1 singles, with Jen Deng and Jeremy Hazen of NYU and Mudit Dani coming out there.
So, yeah, it's a steep order with Jeremy and Mundit winning the men's doubles championship this year.
They did.
So it's the first time they've actually won it. They've been there, I think, last year they made it to the finals and lost in the finals. So they won it this year. I think it was a little redemption for them.
True.
You know.
It's actually interesting. We're looking at the screen here. 367, 367. It's really tied in every facet.
Everything you can think of.
So if this were some sort of tiebreaker, we'd have to count. We'd have to count points. Get a calculator and
no, because there's one more match to play.
I know, but if it were, I'm always big on the tournament management.
But
whenever I have to run it.
It's an even number.
I know.
Come on.
I know. But I'm just looking at the numbers. It's very interesting. Tied in everything.
I was actually getting calls from the guys in Knoxville on some rules interpretations.
Oh,
yeah. Guy showed up with a hard bat rubber on one side, and USATT approved sandpaper on the other.
And that was allowed?
Well, that's the question they were asking me, because it was a USATT something from one of the sandpaper championships.
Oh. Yeah,
and the guy put a sheet of
sandpaper. That's weird.
hard bat on the other side.
Did they let him do it?
Yeah, they said you can use that racket, but you can't touch the other side. That sandpaper cannot be used.
Oh, okay. Fair. Sandpaper's ugly.
Yeah, it kills the ball.
You know, they have
Their own event.
You know,
That's
they have
cool.
their own event. They have their own ratings, their own association, the U.S. Sandpaper Table Tennis Association. One of my buddies, Mark Plyler, he plays sandpaper quite well. I got to play him, and it was a disaster for me. Looking on the YouTube chat, I see Rena Wang and Tina Lin. Go Calvin, let's go Calvin. So it looks like we have, NYU fans. Well, yeah, NYU fans. A little disappointed, but again, this is double. So if they're NYU fans, they may reply in the chat. Go NYU. Hopefully we see some Texas Wesleyan fans out there in the YouTube chat.
Or if you're from Brazil.
That's true, Brazil. We have a Vamos Santiago from Aquiles Lugo. So we've got some interesting things here going on. So there's a pen holder and what we think potentially a medium pips backhand, along with a lefty, Jeremy Hazen, and Mudit Dani, who, correct me if I'm wrong, I think he likes to play more of a off-the-table kind of game. Yeah, he's a setup guy, and he's not going to be like tremendous, I'm going to hit it 110 miles at you.
While he can,
it looks like he wants to do something else. So always like watching Mudit Dani.
Have you ever got the chance to play him?
I never have. I don't
played
think
him.
I ever will.
I played him the first event he ever played in the U.S.
Oh, yeah? How'd that work out?
Not so good. So I beat a 2180 player 3 straight.
Fair.
So Mundit was actually playing in another event, and he came over and goes, "Hey guys, I'm here. Who should I play?"
And you got to face off.
And no, the other guy, I said, "Well, I beat him, so why don't you guys go ahead and play? Unless you guys want to go by.
First point goes to Texas Wesleyan. Didn't
They
look
got
like
to
Jeremy
run
Hayes
them into
really
each
liked
other.
that one, but
Oof.
so what do you think the keys here for doubles, at least this go around, because in doubles it changes every game, but
Yeah, well, they're not going to be able to see Eduardo's backhand. I mean, they're just not going to be able to get to it. He's going to be able to pivot and cover that corner with his forehand.
as he's hanging out there already.
Yeah,
right?
he's already there. And so and it makes life a lot easier for Denzang. Because she knows exactly where he's going to be.
That was a chop.
That's what I'm saying.
So there's medium pips then.
it has to be.
Oh boy. Looks like
That's too good of a chop. Although, some of the best choppers in the world use short pips.
Sure, that's actually possible.
Oh, I have a mission now. Definitely going to find out what that is.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm
I'm going to be calling her matches tomorrow. So
there you go. We've got a threshold in the YouTube chat. Let's go, Jen Dang. Pip them to death.
Woohoo!
Oh, those are fighting words.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh my God. What rallies. Incredible. Thresholden says it is medium pips. Thank you, Thresholden, for that information.
That was awesome. Texas Wesleyan's going to like it. Carrying a 2-point lead.
Texas Wesleyan's very passionate about this. Texas Wesleyan up 6-2. Very commanding lead here in the first game. Wow. Very interesting shot there. It seems like Jeremy hasn't just sees those openings and takes advantage of it.
That went right underneath her racket, too.
So let me ask this question. I see that Jeremy's cutting that ball with underspin, giving it to the medium pips. Medium pips is going to reverse the spin a little bit, but she seemed to dump it in the net. It was a little interesting. Maybe it was too short.
She was too open. It was too short. Yeah, you're right. It stopped shorter than what she anticipated. By the time she contacted it, the racket had already started to close. She's really got to go right up to it and then do it.
There's some different
nasty
spins
ball.
going on there.
That is a nasty forehand. Just jumps down so hard.
Wow. It's a blistering forehand there. So let me ask this question. So they're going out wide. They're making Jeremy Hazen run over there, but it's still a forehand.
Yeah, but it's making him move Danny back.
Right, right.
So he actually crosses in front.
Yeah, I can see how that could be poor. Oh no. It's a shame Tomoika slipped there. Hopefully he's okay. He crossed in front of him, did lose sight for that 1 second.
Yep.
That makes all the difference.
And then she's a wall.
Wow.
How do you wrong foot that guy?
I don't even know. They're just going wider and wider. It's incredible.
Come on.
Look at Coach Gao. He can't stand still. Here's the net return. That's unlucky or lucky, depending on who you ask there. Texas Wesleyan up 9-8 after that net ball. Oh boy.
Yeah, when she starts to get comfortable with that opening,
Yep.
that's dangerous.
Got the
It's so hard to control.
Jeremy Hazen, the Canadian international, to serve. Let's see what he's got up his sleeve. And a setup ball for Mudit Dani. They give signs to each other, both teams. I love that. We're tied up 10-10. Roger, did you think this was going to happen down 10-8?
I was pretty confident it actually was because it was the serve pattern.
Serve, right.
I mean, you got the strongest player on the table serving to technically the weakest player on the table.
She wants
Man,
that
would have
back.
been brutal if she would have hit that. Oh.
Yeah, medium pips drive right back at you. She wants that back. They came back down 10-8. NYU takes the first game here.
Hey, that's 4 straight points. 4 straight.
4 straight points. It was 10-8 there. The momentum switches every time here. Look at the NYU team getting back to their coach. The Texas Wesleyan team a little dejected. They had the win right there. You know, Roger, what do you think Doru's telling them at this point here in terms of that?
Well, it's going to be a lot about the changes going to happen on the serve returns, because now, you know, it's going to be Mundit serving to Dunseng.
Okay, that's true. Okay, there's a change.
Yeah, and then she has to serve to Jeremy.
So that's obviously the
That's
disadvantage.
yeah. Those are the 2 things. I mean, they're really going to be talking to her about, you know, A, her service strategy, and B, how to play the next ball. You know.
So do you think this rotation here will benefit NYU a little more than Texas Wesleyan?
I have a tendency to think it will, because. Yeah, it's gonna.
Those issues. Well,
yeah, it's gonna be a little different. It'll be interesting to see, because I thought that about with Amy too, Amy and Rachel.
Right.
But it actually worked out the opposite way.
Right.
They won the games they weren't supposed to win.
Right.
When you looked at the strength of the team.
Right, so hasn't served to Tomoike. Jeremy Hazen likes to has a teaching moment right there. Kind of interesting, the teaching moment to international to international. Oh,
See,
that is an interesting serve. A lobbing point there.
yeah, your favorite.
I do. I get very excited when we start getting into the lobs there.
The lobs and the wiggles.
The lobs and the wiggles, absolutely. Tomoike to serve. Yeah, I gotta ask.
Interesting.
Tomoike's got that serve. It looks like he's doing a mini tomahawk with his pen hold. Do you see that? He comes around the ball. Yeah.
And it's hard to read. Where
Is
did
it
he
underside?
touch
Is it top side?
Yeah.
Yeah, very interesting. It's a great block there from Tomoike.
Yeah, and if Jeremy doesn't try to go that wide,
I think he carried it, and it was a little dead. And from what I know from my wife, who plays medium pip, she definitely does not like things that don't have spin on them.
Yeah, but see, the danger is if they don't push Tomoke to his backhand, he's going to be firing that forehand.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
with the lesser of two evils, I guess. Don't know if we heard what we heard, but anyways.
I missed that. Didn't hear that.
Good. Oh, what a wide forehand there to Tomoika. He's ready to jump around, and Jeremy knows that.
Yep. Yeah, he held him there with his body position.
He held the ball a little bit.
Yep.
Scores 4-4. We have an interesting point there with pips and lobs.
And overspins.
I mean, it could be the name of the next best bookseller. Oh.
Yeah, he needs to push the outside. He pushed the inside. It just kept drifting.
NYU's up by 2, 4-6. So it was a micro mistake from Mudit Dani, and Jendeng made him pay for it.
That forehand, and she opens that thing. It's tough.
I think it was the same thing. She just went for the wide angle there. So we're on every 6 points is a towel break. Yeah.
Yep.
I love how arbitrary our table tennis rules are. You must continue play, but there can be a towel break. I don't know the exact language, but there isn't like you get 30 seconds for a towel break. It's just you can have a towel break if you'd like.
Yes.
It's really kind of aggravating if you're an umpire, but hey, it is what it is. Oh, incredible there.
I'm a referee too, so I got the worst of both things.
Explain to me then why it's so, well, we'll talk after offline, but yeah, it's an aggravating one for me. NYU up 8-5.
Oh, wow. We're just like, what?
Yeah.
What? Where's that going?
That was a firebomb coming at him. Tomoika's huge forehand. So I see that's what they're trying to stay away from.
Yep. Yeah, because he can go either way. And that's the tough part, because her service game's good. Her service game's really good.
And so they're trying to be careful, because obviously they don't want to give Tomoika.
And if it's too heavy and you try to drop it too short,
yep,
you get that.
Whoa. Oh my. Wow. That was a great rally.
She just apologized to him.
She did?
Yeah. Because she should have finished that ball.
Well, it's interesting to see. It shows these athletes' humanity, basically. Oh.
That was tough, man.
Yeah.
She made that ball hard. That was not an easy shot to hit.
No, not at all. NYU up by 3. Get the second game here.
Little too soft to the middle.
Yep.
I mean, Mundit doesn't show his offense all the time, but he has it.
He certainly doesn't. That is the reality.
No, he's just like ball control guy.
Right.
He'll make you just hate yourself because you miss so many balls that you think are easy.
Indeed.
But he's just got really good hands. He's got really good placement, and that's why there's such a, winning team, because everybody fears Jeremy's shots.
Right.
And he actually spins the ball harder than he does hit it.
Right.
And that gives Mundit time to block you out of position, move you in the make you wrong step. So that's the kind of team you want to have. It's like a good volleyball team. You've
Yep.
got a good spiker. You've got a good setter.
Setup.
Yep. And you got 2 good blockers. You're set.
Well, right now the game score, it's 2-0 NYU in the doubles here. Texas Wesleyan, they're looking to get back into this.
Yeah, I mean, the first game was ultra tight.
And the
Second game was a good rotation up until the end.
But now,
We're back to the stronger one.
the stronger rotation for Texas Wesleyan. There's a double hit there. NYU gets that point there.
It's a good return.
It was a nice short return. Those medium pips with a net, come on. How is that supposed to work?
Yikes.
So it looks like both pairs are obviously trying to go short, and they're going to hit the net every now and then. Oh, boy. Oh, my gosh. What anticipation. You said he's like a wall, Roger?
Yes, sir.
This is what you're talking about.
Yes, sir.
Oh, my gosh.
He loves the counter punch, counter block.
I just I just don't understand how that exactly. I just don't understand how he could have guessed that ball was going to go at him.
Well, he kind of doesn't have much choice.
Right.
You know, if you look at the body position, the only place he can go is cross court.
Yeah.
And that's right at Jeremy.
It's incredible.
So he just
smash
gets
on
his
the
hands
backhand.
up. Boom. Good things happen.
Right.
Depends on who you are.
This is a good timeout here for Texas Wesleyan. Break the rhythm, almost like freezing the kicker a little bit. you know. I'm watching.
Yeah, you take the team that's on a roll, put a stop to everything they're doing.
Yep. Smart.
And then you have a chance to really tell yourselves, hey, look, this is the strategy that's going to work. We just got to get it done.
Yep. Well, I'm watching Coach Gao in the players' box. He hasn't sat down. He's rocking back and forth.
No, he wants to be out there playing.
Yeah, absolutely. Some nerves there. Coach Gao wants it. It's like he's back in his playing days.
Back in the Bundesliga.
Did he play? Wow.
Yeah, his brother's a coach there still.
It's amazing. Just rocking back and forth. It shows how much he cares. Trying to be too
Short control.
Yeah, yep. 6-1 NYU up. That angle is, dare I say, perverse.
Definitely gross.
Yeah, Tomoika would have had to be near the barriers to return that ball. Oh, my gosh.
Denzeng leaned out of the way, so he had a shot.
He did.
If he would have got there, which it was really hard.
Yeah. A medium pips hit. If that goes in, definitely a problem there, but
Yeah, but they're keeping her from getting her forehand in play, too.
right. 1-8.
They need to get everything correct now.
Jeremy Hazen is pretty relaxed, inside out, forehand, lefty forehand, really, really exciting shot.
Yeah, see, before that ball was getting dropped to the middle. And even if Jeremy attacked it, Denzeng could block it.
Score is 9-2. NYU is 2 points from a potential championship. Really, Jeremy Hazen is too smooth, Canadian international. It's like he's been in these situations before. It's just,
Yeah, the balls, you know, they're moving their opponents around and getting the ball right to the right guy at the right time.
NYU has 8 championship points. Tomoka to serve. And there it is, folks.
Needed one.
NYU's got it. Look at the excitement. NYU's got the co-ed team
That's
championships.
their thing, the little jump around dance right there.
They're famous for that, absolutely. I don't know if it's an NYU athletics thing, but folks, this is what it means to them. Congratulations to New York University, as well as our runners-up, Texas Wesleyan University.
Have no reason to be ashamed of where that would happen there.
Absolutely. It's incredible along that flight. Texas Wesleyan's an incredible team, and you know, certainly they'll be back. And this is what rivalry is made of. Love this.
Yeah, so they still got a couple more years of this pairing.
They do indeed. They do indeed. They're gonna do some live interviews here with NYU. If you all want to stick around on the live stream, feel free to. We'll be happy to bring it here to you. NYU is always a lively bunch.
Oh yeah.
when it comes to live interviews, so I'm sure there's going to be some interesting replies and questions along those lines. But yeah, definitely an incredible match. Just to note, we're back here tomorrow. We'll have men's and women's singles. We'll be definitely. I think we're starting around 9 a.m. Should be the stream will be starting at that point. We don't need to commentate the interview. You all can see that for yourself.
You can have that by yourself.
But we'll be excited to see everybody back here. This is the 2023 College Table Tennis Championships, sponsored by DHS, Major League Table Tennis, Pong Space, and Round Rock CVB. Really happy to be here. Join us tomorrow. We're going to sign off for tonight. We've got a tournament banquet to go to, but please enjoy the interview session there. It means the greatest amount to the NYU. They're still jumping around, as you all can see on the screen there. I'm Willie Leporullo. I'm here with Roger Dixon. It's been a pleasure. Take care. And good
All
night.
right. Good night.
want to say congratulations to your new champions again. I believe you guys are no stranger to this stage right here. So tell me, Jeremy, how are you guys feeling right now?
I think we are feeling like so good. Like I think this year we weren't expected to win. Last year we were the favorite, but this year we were the underdogs. And in the semifinal, to win that was even, to be in the final was even shocking. So we're grateful for even making the final. And now for this result, being 3-time champion, I think that's just legendary and remarkable.
Coach, do you have some words?
Well, amazing. So this time really, everybody good, make a good job, and then so we make it again. so.
Well, again, congratulations. Any last words for the people at home?
This one is for Calvin. He's the one who pulled the big match in the semifinal.
Well done, well done. Congratulations again, guys, and I hope to see you guys at the banquet.